In 5 minutes, some unemployed building workers in Liverpool are given a moment to talk. That follows a summary of the latest news from Michael Levin. The time is exactly 7:40.
Good evening. The Ministry of Defence say 4 Royal Marines were killed and 20 injured in yesterday's Argentine air attack in the Port San Carlos area. And the Pope is at last on British soil, a historic moment for British Catholics. Crowds greeted his arrival with enthusiasm. Now these and other stories with subtitles. The Ministry of Defence says 4 Royal Marines were killed in an Argentine air attack yesterday on San Carlos, East Falkland. About 20 were injured. It's not known how seriously, and relatives have been informed. The ministry says offensive land operations are in progress, but gives no further details. In a separate incident, 2 Argentine Skyhawks were shot down and an RAF Harrier pilot ejected over Argentine-held territory when his plane was hit. The Pope began his 6-day visit to Britain at 8 this morning and was greeted by 2,500 people at Gatwick Airport. At Westminster Cathedral, he celebrated Mass and renewed his call for a peaceful solution in the Falklands. After an audience with the Queen at Buckingham Palace, he took a service for the sick and disabled in Southwark Cathedral. At each stage of his journey, he moved into the crowds to shake hands and bless them. The trustees of the Penlee Disaster Fund say the 8 families of the dead lifeboatmen will share the money equally. £3 million were collected, so that means each family will receive £384,000. British Rail have offered the 3 rail unions a pay rise of 5% from September if, by July, flexible rostering is accepted. The unions have rejected the offer, calling it an insult, and the drivers' union ASLEF say they'll refuse to work the new rosters. The price of North Sea oil is set to rise. The British National Oil Corporation has proposed an increase of $2.50 a barrel. That would bring the price of a typical barrel of oil up to $33.50, though the increase won't necessarily affect the price of petrol. The trial of 3 youths in the Glasgow rape case came to an end this afternoon at the Edinburgh High Court. Joseph Sweeney, aged 18, was given 12 years for raping a woman of 30 and assaulting her with a razor. 2 other teenagers, Gordon Sweeney and John Thompson, were given 1-year deferred sentences for indecent assault but were cleared of rape. Lord Denning, Master of the Rolls for the last 20 years and often regarded as the most outstanding and controversial of British judges of recent times, has announced he's to retire at the end of July. Lord Denning, who's 83, linked his decision to the controversy surrounding his latest book, What's Next in the Law. The Argentine footballer Diego Maradona, widely regarded as the best in the world, is being transferred. His club in Buenos Aires can't afford to keep him, so they've sold him to Barcelona for £2.5 million next season. In Newsnight tonight at 10:50, we'll be reporting on the latest news from the South Atlantic, and we'll be bringing you the highlights of the first day of Pope John Paul II's visit. John Tusa will also be discussing the significance of the visit with 2 leading churchmen, the Catholic Archbishop of Liverpool, Derek Warlock, and the Anglican Bishop, David Shepherd. That's Newsnight tonight at 10:50. The next news on BBC1 is at 9 o'clock.
Now here's the weather news. Southern and central parts of England and Wales will have a dry, warm day tomorrow with sunny periods. Scotland, Northern Ireland and northern parts of England and Wales will have a cloudy start to the day with a little rain in places. The rain will, however, die away during the morning, and except in the northwest of Scotland, it'll become brighter with sunny intervals developing. And temperatures will range between 23 degrees centigrade, that's 73 Fahrenheit, in the southeast, and 17 degrees centigrade, 63 degrees Fahrenheit, in the cloudier northern areas. And that's the weather picture for tomorrow.
Every morning, the flags of the United Nations go up here at the organization's headquarters in New York. The ceremony is meant to symbolize a unity of purpose that is fragile at the best of times, but is now shattered by the bitterness of the Falklands crisis. Yet, as the government itself says, war does not mean the end of the search for a diplomatic solution to the problem, a solution that will last and prevent any future outbreak of fighting. And in that solution, the United Nations will probably play a very major role. How far can the UN act as the world's policeman? Watch Newsweek tonight at 8:25.
Conversation now on BBC2 as some unemployed building workers in Liverpool get together for a moment to talk.